I only thought that maybe, it might raise some security
Don't think
concerns.
so much. Don't
It
think
might
so
raise
much.
some security concerns. So
After
just
about
wanted to know
9
whether
days,
you have this cleared with the security agency before you embark on it, or
don't
before you
worry.
think about it.
After about 9th December, I'll call you in the evening after the NDC has been declared as the winners of the election, and then I'll show you how it works.
I see. Thank you so much for speaking to us. But Mahama will be, you said Mahama, or the team says he will be launching or outdooring his manifesto in mid-year. I mean, he was elected over a year ago. He's been on the road for all this while. Why wait till mid-year before he launches his manifesto?
So we are trying to do something different. I think that what President Mahama brings to this presidential ticket is the benefit of hindsight, where we try to do differently. We believe that we govern the people. And over the past or over the years, we've gathered experts in the room to be giving us policies. And so after his election as flag bearer, we've been meeting various interest groups. We've been going to the regions to take the perspectives of everybody. And Salam, trust me, I happen to be privileged to be the recorder on this journey. And I can tell you very interesting perspective, very, insightful perspective, local balance that is coming up. And so we are not in the rush to launch a manifesto for political gains. We want to launch the People's Manifesto that will resonate with the people, that will capture the very sentiments of the people. And when we have finished engaging the people, we would outdoor the manifesto. But if you ask me, we are within schedule and we are not behind at all. So for us, it's not just about the speed, but it's about the relevance and the accuracy of what we want to tell and do for the people of Ghana.
Very well. Thank you so much, Beatrice Annan, spokesperson for the John Mahama campaign team. Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. Some of your messages that have come through, this one from Kojo Poku from Newsroom says, after Mahama solved the Dumsor problem, just left for you to manage to keep the power on, and your government is struggling to keep it on. How could the MPP solve Dumsor if it happens under them? When NDC is Dumsor, by MPP, it's mere power challenges. When it's NDC, it's Dumsor, but when it's MPP, it's mere power challenges, you say. The decision of the ECG to disconnect health facilities is disastrous and has the potential of leading to loss of lives if the decision is implemented. We are in a serious crisis, and yet the government is bent on breaking the eight. This is the height of misplaced priority on the part of government. That from Daniel Akpalio from Sandama. ECG should go ahead and disconnect power of the health facility. Do these health facilities offer free service? Don't they make profit? Are we serious in this country? They should do the needful. This is Felix from Dorwinya. Lottie Jones from Assume says, I've never seen such a hypocritical and shameless political party as the MPP. Dumsor is prevalent on various dimensions, and it is even much more worse than ever. Ghana is getting such a bad international reputation. Dumsor at the stadium and Dumsor on live TV. This is from Lottie Jones, Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. Now, to some other story. 2 prison officers have appeared in an Accra Circuit Court on charges of assisting Wang Jiao, a Chinese convicted prisoner at Nsawam prison, in escaping. The officers were detailed to escort the Chinese national who was serving a 1-year sentence at Nsawam medium security prisons to the Kolebu Teaching Hospital for treatment. During the proceedings, the prosecutor indicated that after the convict was treated by a medical officer at the hospital's dental department, the 2 accused agreed to accompany him to the Oceans Hotel in Kolegono to meet his wife for a discussion in exchange for a reward of 1,000 cedis, which they agreed to split. The 2 officers, Joseph Ating and Sergeant Isaac Boatin Bonsu, have been charged with conspiracy and aiding to escape. They have pleaded not guilty, and the court presided over by Mrs. Efia Owusu-Apia has granted them a bill in the sum of 100,000 cedis each, with 2 sureties to be justified. They are to reappear in court on the 9th of April 2024. Let's speak to Superintendent Adamu Lateef Abdul, who is the Chief Public Relations Officer of the Ghana Prison Service on this matter. Hello, good evening, sir. Welcome to Eyewitness News. I don't know what you tell your officers, but what is the prison services thinking around this particular matter?
Thank you very much, and good evening to Citi FM and your listeners. I think whenever anybody, before one will be employed to work as a prison officer, the person is taken through training where the of the profession is actually taught to the person. So these two officers also went through that procedure. Yeah, so I can assure you that our officers are trained, they are taught the do's and don'ts, the ethics of the profession, and so per your question, the officers are actually trained on how to conduct themselves. But
yes, here's a case, of course, this is an allegation by the prosecution, though, that they were promised 1,000 cedis, and they will split that 1,000 cedis, maybe 500. And so they allowed the convict to go to the Oceans Hotel to meet their wife. And that was when they ran away. So this surely doesn't speak well for your team or for your service.
Yes, I think first and foremost, I wouldn't want to comment on that because the case is still in court and the court is still, so I wouldn't want to interfere with the court processes and the procedure. But our organization, like I told you, has standards. We have our training protocols and our behavioral codes. It's rather unfortunate that this happened, and I can assure you that it is because of issues like this. That's why we have sanctions, disciplinary sanctions for all workers who may go in one way or the other contrary to the course of conduct of any organization. So for now, I wouldn't want to comment much on that because the case is still in court, and we want to see what the outcome of the case will be before we can actually comment on it.
Yes, very much so. But I mean, just a final one. No matter how this goes, I'm sure this should serve as some wake-up call for yourselves and your officers about how to conduct themselves when they are escorting prisoners or convicts to places.
I would say yes. But these are things that usually doesn't happen. But once they happen, of course, management takes it serious. Management seizes that opportunity to educate and advise officers to be more professional in our execution of our mandate. So yes, management still continues to sensitize them to bring officers awareness to the fact that the professional code and standards of the organization should be upheld. But like the military always tell you, in any given situation, there are some level of casualties allowed. So I don't think the behaviors exhibited by these two officers actually is a representation or a true representation of the behaviors of prison officers in general, because these are only two officers out of thousands of prison officers who are behaving and going about their daily duties professionally. So yes, we don't condone that. We frown on that, but we can assure you that our officers are professional, and we will also continue to educate them so they can be more professional in their line of duty.
Very well. Thank you so much, Superintendent Adamu Lateef Abdul, Chief Public Relations Officer for the Ghana Prison Service, for speaking to us on this matter. Two of their colleagues have been arraigned, and in respect of the Chinese convict who escaped from prison or escaped when he was taken to the hospital. Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. We'll take a short break. When we return, City Business News will be up next. Don't go away.
As it happens.
Papa, see that? And it's rickety car. Hey, Papa! Papa! Oh,
Bobo, so how be your engine now?
It is half man, half amazing. Thanks to Quartz and you, can feel better energy.
Can't touch this.
Actually, guys, so Sancho's engine just died like that.
Yes, so
somebody managed to convince him that there is a better engine oil than Quartz, and he switched.
Sancho Panzapa.
Now, which engine oil can be better than Quartz?
No other, my guy. Quartz with its age-resistant technology, it keeps your engine
younger for longer.
Now you know. Have you guys seen the new bottle design? It's superb. Quartz 9000 from Total Energies there improves fuel efficiency.
Why do you think Mr. Mane and Logoso have taken the Quartz Nation movement World Cup like that? Sorry. Chairman.
Quartz. Keep your engine younger for longer. The other day, I visited Kweku at his spunky new office to congratulate him on opening his business. And man, was I impressed. The business is just moving quick. The sales, customers, everything is just working seamlessly. The secret? He said,
it's MTN Business Broadband. In this fast-paced environment, we need fast and reliable internet to support all business types. No laggy online meetings, great download and upload speeds, impeccable business management systems, all inclusive. I mean, you can have it all.
Sharp! I signed on immediately.
To enable your business stay ahead and stay connected, make sure you're signed on to the best internet made just for businesses. MTN Business Broadband. Sign up today on broadband.mtn.com.gh and manage your account on my MTN app. Call 0244 308 111 for more information. We are good together everywhere you go.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Get the details. Every significant financial transaction, every market movement, and all the policies that affect your business. Citi Business News. Be informed.
Citi Business News and Eyewitness News brought to you by GCB Bank PLC. GCB Personal Loan. Make that big move and dream a reality. I'm Makosi Auchi. Let's settle for details of our stories. Financial strategist Kofi Akar has shut down assertions that Ghana's economy is on the path of recovery. Ghana has in recent times insisted that Ghana's economy has turned a corner, arguing that it was beginning to show signs of improvement. But speaking on the point of view in an interview with Citi host Bernard Avler, financial strategist Kofi Akar expressed dissent.
Ghana's growth rate is 2.8%. Ghana's population growth rate, GDP growth rate is 2.8%. Population growth rate is 1.9%. So net, we're really growing at just below 1%. And if you look at the forecast over the next 2 to 3 years, they're the same. I mean, you're talking about GDP growth rates of 2.5 to 3%, population growth rates similar, 1.5 to 2%. So net, we are just essentially going to be flat to growing a little bit. Now, the future is what's important, because if post the IMF leaving and post the IMF deal ending, if we are able to, one, sustain the optimal reserve ratio, but more importantly, implement fiscal policies which will curb the reckless borrowing that we engaged in, and two, also check the systemic corruption.
Kofi Akar is a financial strategist. Now, in response to growing concerns over rising inflation, Managing Director of Tessa Capital, Eugenia Bashir, is encouraging Ghanaians to proactively commit to investments as a strategic measure to navigate the challenging economic landscape. Eugenia Bashir's call comes at a time when individuals are re-evaluating their financial strategies in light of the persistent impact of inflation. Speaking on the matter, the Managing Director of Tessa Capital acknowledged the challenges posed by inflation and underscored the need for a shift in financial behavior.
We are finding that people are just keeping their money in their bank account. And I keep telling people that then the effect of inflation is eroding the purchasing power of those funds. So you still need to invest. Cautiously optimistic. As long as the policymakers and government are going to stick to what they've outlined in the budget, in the way forward. So all things being equal, we are optimistic that we are turning the corner and if we implement and stick to the things that we have done, then we will do that complete turn of the corner. We've started seeing that in real return on the market.
Managing Director of Tesa Capital, Eugenia Bashir, now the Chief Executive Officer of Telecel Ghana, Patricia Obunai, has assured customers of innovative digital inclusion on the Telecel network. This comes on the back of the Vodafone Ghana's official transitioning to Telecel. All this rebranding forms part of strategic acquisition of 70% majority stake in Vodafone Ghana. Here's the CEO of Telecel Ghana, Patricia Obunai.
And we unveiled the Telecel brand. We started with our employees in the morning at the conference center, so they will see it first. And then in the evening, under the leadership of the Vice President of the Republic, we outdoored the new brand to our key stakeholders at the Labadi Beach Hotel. And so today is another big unveil for our masses, for our partners, for our customers, so that everybody will see the new brand and what it brings. We have announced our brand promise that they are going to see an experience that is very different in our network, in the way we deliver service to our customers, and also importantly, the mobile financial services. There will be a lot of digital innovations that will come up. And so we announced our app called the Telecel Play, that everybody should download it. And over the period, you begin to see the changes that will happen, especially in the financial services. So that's what is happening today. From here, we are going to circle to also do what you call the Happy Feet, interact with customers, give them souvenirs, show them the brand, and then we will move to the regions because it's Ghana Telecom. So we are...
That was Chief Executive Officer of Telecel Ghana, formerly Vodafone Ghana, Patricia Obunai. Now, the National Lottery Authority, NLA, says it is poised to show up its digital revenue generation this year. The authority expressed confidence of reaching more than 160 million cedis as revenue generated from its digital platforms. Speaking to the media, the Director General of the authority, Samir Wuku, stressed that this will make sure that they will collaborate with its online partners to increase its digital proceeds.
What we are doing now with more of the e-related stuff, it is a good starting point for all of us. And so far, revenue has improved from our online sales, and we believe that what we made last year, it's from even our online alone, is going to improve. It is expected that the NLA will make from its collaboration with our online partners in excess of 160 million cedis this year. This is a remarkable improvement of the 25 million that I inherited 2 years ago. So we moved it from 25 million from online proceeds to over 160 million cedis this year.
Samir Wuku is Director General of the National Lottery Authority. Now, the National Tenants Union of Ghana, NATUG, is asking governments to immediately publish the list of beneficiaries of the rental assistance scheme instituted last year. Well, the union contends that although the Ministry of Works and Housing had recorded more than 100,000 beneficiaries from the scheme in 2023, with a disbursement of about 90 million cedis, it failed to provide information on the identity of the beneficiaries. In an interview with Citi Business News, Secretary General for the union, Frederick Opoku, called on government to release and reveal the identities of the scheme's beneficiaries.
One of the fundamental issues for accountability and transparency is that when a minister of state who is handling a project has disbursed or expended some amount of money, the taxpayers' money, it is just fair to even let Parliament of the Republic of Ghana, when they go to answer questions, to inform them, give them detailed information about who and who benefited and from which communities, for us to make things clear and open, and we know it from there. I'm aware that a quite number of those people that who fall under our group have applied and they were denied, and we cannot phantom with that. So we are saying that it is just fair for them to publish the names of the beneficiaries, the 1,492.
Secretary General of the National Tenants Union of Ghana, Frederick Opoku, speaking there. Well, that's how we wrap up today's edition of the City Business News on Eyewitness News. It was brought to you by GCB Bank PLC. GCB Personal Loan. Make that big move and dream a reality. I'm Akosia Oche. Do stay with us. Up next is Point Blank.
Hello, Linda. You won't believe what I am planning next. I want to start my postgraduate degree, buy a car, and build my dream home. But you know what's stopping me?
What's that, Mike?
Money, oh. That be my biggest wahala.
Oh, you are sorted, Cry. With a GCB Big Move personal loan promo, you can borrow up to a whopping 400,000 Ghana cedis at a significantly reduced interest rate in less than 24 hours.
Like, seriously? How do I qualify?
Yes, it's available to all GCB salary account holders. Plus, you get a 2-month grace period before you start to pay back.
Susket, I'm opening an account with GCB now.
Get a personal loan of up to 400,000 Ghana cedis at a significantly reduced interest rate in less than 24 hours. Call 0800-422-422 or visit your nearest GCB branch today to fund your next big move as we celebrate 70 years of greatness. T's and C's apply. GCB Bank, your bank for life.
Ghana must grow.
Boss. KB, yo. KB, aka Kubeboga, now drives a Bugatti. He can even travel by road from Accra to London. Wow. KB's source of wealth is agriculture. Yes, coconut business. After losing his bank job, he started supplying coconuts at events. Now, he owns large coconut plantations and employs many young people. Charlie, we all need to trust the process, because hope days.
There has never been a better time to enter into agribusiness. Take a bold step today with the Ghana Grows program, because every step pays. Ejuma Wokrom, Ghana Grows, Hope Day, an initiative of the MasterCard Foundation in partnership with Springboard Roadshow Foundation and Limehouse.
You know, Papa, see that? And it's rickety car. Hey, Papa! Bobo, so how's your engine now? It is half man, half amazing. Thanks to Quartz and you can feel better energy.
Can't touch this.
Charlie, guys, so Sancho's engine just died like that? Yes, so somebody managed to convince him that there is a better engine oil than Quartz, and he switched.
Sancho Panza.
Now, which engine oil can be better than Quartz?
No other, my guy. Quartz with its age-resistant technology, it keeps your engine younger for longer.
Now you know. Have you guys seen the new bottle design? It's superb. Quartz 9000 from Total Energies there improves fuel efficiency.
Why do you think Mr. Mane and Logoso have taken the Quartz Nation movement World Cup like that? Sorry, Chairman.
Quartz. Keep your engine younger for longer.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Tonight on Point Blank, we speak to Joshua Makabu, who has been appointed by the Vice President as his campaign coordinator for persons with disabilities and special needs ahead of the 2024 elections. Mr. Makabu is former OT regional minister. In an interview with Citi News' Jude Duncan about his new role, Mr. Makabu expressed his intention to utilize his experience advocating for persons with disabilities to garner support for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia in the upcoming elections. He also reflected on his tenure as OT regional minister and his past advocacy efforts for persons with disabilities. Let's take a listen.
Congratulations. I mean, a lot of people didn't see this coming. Yourself, did you see your new appointment coming following your reshuffle?
No, I didn't see this coming, but I was also not surprised when it got to me, because I know very well that the vice president I've worked with during my days as a minister, when he declared his ambition to contest the primaries, after the primaries, he has been to the region a couple of times, and I've had some engagement. I knew it was going to be difficult for him to launch a full-scale campaign without my input. So I was not surprised, even though I didn't see it coming.
But how are the people of the OT region doing?
Oh, the people of OT region are doing very well. I was with a section of them on Saturday at Nkonya for a funeral of the father of one of the youth organizers. We are on several platforms every day. I keep getting calls from both the party people, the regional coordinating council, other decentralized departments, and any other person I came in touch with. Especially the students have been taken care of. Some of them became a bit worried, maybe after I left office, whether their education was going to hang. But I said to them that, look, the Lord that brought the Israelites out of Egypt will never leave them in the desert. They will definitely get to the promised land. So I think Oti is doing well.
When you meet them, what do they say to you? Do they say they miss you? What do they tell you?
Oh, seriously, some people, when they call me and we begin to talk, some burst into weeping. Like Saturday, the second vice chairman for the Biakuya constituency couldn't control his emotions when I got into my car.
He was weeping because you are no longer the OT regional minister.
They missed me. They wanted me to have stayed up to Monday before coming back, but I said I had some things to do in Koforidua and I needed to leave. Yesterday, those who came for my cousin's vetting, that is the one that has been nominated to take over from me. There were some chiefs who said, no, if they don't see me, they can't go back home. They called, I made an arrangement, they came to the house, we interacted, and they left this morning. So my people are my people. They like me and I like them.
Interesting. Let's move to your new appointment as coordinator for special needs and persons with disabilities. What's the state of the community? And when I say community, I'm referring to persons with disabilities. What is their state now, and what are the major challenges they are facing?
Yeah, but I think the greatest of all our challenges has to do with inclusion and being part of decision making. It hasn't been easy. We started this advocacy even when some of us were still in the basic school, trying to be part of the systems and processes. It hasn't been easy. But as the years passed by, we saw that attention was gradually being drawn to issues of disability in Ghana and the international fund that led to the promulgation of the Persons with Disability Act, Act 715, 2016, when His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo was the Attorney General under the presidency of His Excellency John Ajakum Kufuor. And then they went ahead to sign on to some United Nations Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disability, got that rectified. And we expected that at least it got to a point we pushed and the parties were now giving rebates for candidates that have a disability, which was a sign. We got to a point that our manifestos got into their party manifestos and the implementation, even though, became a problem. So I think now persons with disabilities, it's difficult for the Ghanaian society to erase the old thought about us, where they were thinking that we'll be by the roadside begging, or they can do for us some kind of arms to be given to us. Unfortunately, we have lawyers, we have engineers, we have PhDs and master's degree. No, we have a lot of them, but sometimes we don't feel included. And I think that is the current state. We've been fighting for that.
I mean, when this appointment was made, I mean, there have been calls about the timeliness of the disbursement of the District Assembly Common Fund for persons with disability. The Vice President in the statement announcing your appointment as coordinator mentioned that they had increased the District Assembly Common Fund disbursement allocation for persons with disability from some 2% to 5%. But there have been serious calls and concerns about the timely disbursement of these the funds. In some cases, they say that it delays so much that in some quarters they're not even paid at all. Have these concerns come to you, and what do you intend to do to rectify it?
Thank you very much. If it comes to the Persons with Disabilities Common Fund, it started with His Excellency John Ajakunkufo when he introduced the 2% of the Common Fund. And then when the Nanado government took over with His Excellency Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia behind him, we had a meeting and he came. It was a job fair at the British Council. His Excellency participated, and we put it before him that the Disability Common Fund of 2% was not enough. Some people had given us a false promise that they were going to increase it by 50%, that is bringing it from 2% to 3%, but it never saw the light of the day. And he said, no, that was not the best way. And then when he left, the next common fund that was paid, it had been moved from 2% to 3%, and our people have been enjoying that money up to now. If it has to do with disbursement, it is part of the common fund, and each time that the common fund is being disbursed, the PWD fund is also disbursed. If people have challenges at their local level, maybe it gets to the assembly and the assembly doesn't disburse it to them, that would be a different thing altogether. But I can tell you, if you know who the common fund administrator is, Honorable Natos, she's so passionate about issues of vulnerable people, and then she wouldn't want to do anything to what do you call it, undermine them. So anytime funds are being released, they make sure that that money was also released. And it was during this same period that she ensured that at least a data was compiled, persons with disability got registered at every assembly, and that information sent to the headquarters. And they even have some kind of hotlines. If you have issues and challenges, you make calls, and then there will be a follow-up to the assembly to ensure that your monies are given to you.
We talk about data being compiled by the administrator of the District Assembly Common Fund. What is the current numbers involved in terms of people with disability in the country? How many people have been captured within this database? Because mind you, the Vice President in the statement or in the appointment letter for your new role mentioned that there had been a creation of this photo album biodata. What's the numbers in there looking like?
Okay, thank you very much. I may not be able to quote to make reference to the numbers as they are today, because they are captured at the social welfare, sent to the district assembly, and then it is sent to Natos's office. But I can tell you that when it comes to the support and those who have so far benefited, we have over 59,000 people who have received different forms of support from the District Assembly's Common Fund, which I believe there is not even an updated this, and that is what I will be doing in the next few days. We want the current data as it is. And I know that the persons with disabilities, if you look at Africa, it's about 15% of the African population. In Ghana, the last time, according to data, we're about 8%. So I was even telling somebody that, look, if the Ghanaian population is around 30%, 8% of 30% is a huge number. I get to me. If the voter population is around 16 million, if the voter population is around 60 million, 8% of 60 million is over 1.2 million. If the total population is around 30 million, and then you take 8% of 30 million, we are talking about a huge number. So it's a community that the membership drive will continue to push and make sure that we get the most current data. Thank God, the National Identification Authority, the Ghana card, when they were capturing, they also captured the type of disability people had. And then we'll get all these things and then give you real-time data on that.
Talk about some over 50,000 beneficiaries of the disbursement of the District Assembly Common Fund for persons with disabilities. Is there a plan or a strategy in place to ensure that the businesses that they are into is monitored, the progress reports, so as to is not a case whereby money is being pushed into ventures that are on or not profitable?
Yeah, thank you very much. I think about 3 weeks before I left office, I had the occasion of inviting the coordinating director for the Karachi East Municipal Assembly and the finance officer. And then I saw a person with disability by the roadside who was doing credit transfer. And I was like, credit transfer? People no longer do that because of mobile money. So is it possible we can give the person some support to start doing mobile money transfer? And I assigned an accounts officer to him so that every week he'll be making some sales and that we are able to monitor to see whether he's progressing or not. That is the other aspect we need to do. And one, the business development, centers in the various assemblies to make sure that any time that the persons with disabilities are coming for support at the assembly, whatever proposal they bring, they should analyze it. And when that support is given to them, they should monitor and make sure that they don't just take that money and go and spend it. There are also reports that some people say, okay, we want fridge. And then you buy fridge for them, they take it home, and that fridge is sold out. We have to do some research and get to know why that. And then when we get to know, we find an antidote to that. Because I believe that the amount of money that goes into this is a huge sum of money, and we should see positive transformation in the lives of our brothers and sisters who are living with disabilities.
Some over 200 persons with disabilities who in the past used to man toll booths prior to the decommissioning of toll booths across the country by the roads ministry and government have been complaining about the lack of re-employment. Some of them lament the existing, livelihood challenges. They say they are going through a lot because they don't have any jobs. Has this concern come to your notice as a notable person in the space? And if it has, what have you done to try and alleviate some of these really serious challenges they've been expressing?
Thank you very much. I think when the toll booth thing started, I was a national advocacy officer for the Ghana Federation of Disability Organizations. I actually saw to the compilation of the names and sent them for them to do interviews, and then they went into it. And there's even somebody from the Upper East region, as a result of the removal of the road tolls, it has become a burden. I have to be supporting the person from time to time. However, government has never reneged on its promise to see to it that those people who were taken out of the toll booth were replaced somewhere. I think in the past 2 or 3 weeks, a section of them, based on some requirement, were made to submit applications at the Youth Employment Agency. They went for some interviews, and as I speak to you now, some of them have been placed at the district assemblies. Others have also been placed in some government institutions with the salary structure that is far, far better than what they were taking. Yes, somebody may say, what about those who were JHS leavers and they were mounting their toll booth and other things? Now that we have started and we have been able to clear some degree, diploma, and SHS holders, definitely there's another intervention that is coming to ensure that even those who didn't have any qualification at all and they were part of the toll booth are also absorbed under the YEA model.
Let's move to what the Vice President and MPP flag bearer, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, intends to do for the community. He says that if given the nod, there will be a recruitment of about 1,000 special education teachers and retrain teachers on how to work with students of special needs. How significant or otherwise is this policy initiative by the Vice President?
Yeah, it's a very significant policy initiative in the sense that we have been advocating for inclusive education where people with disability and people without disability will all be in the same mainstream educational system, and they should be taught by the same teachers. In that case, we need teachers to undertake some special education courses to be able to do that. For instance, even has to do with sign language, and only a teacher in a basic school is trained in sign language. Definitely, the person should be able to move from class to class to that. However, there's also this issue that there are some form of disability. No matter what you do, you can't put the person in the mainstream, academic institutions. Definitely, there's the need for that special education, and there should be people who should be trained and retrained and equipped with all the knowledge and skills to be able to make sure that our brothers and sisters who are not able to benefit from the inclusive education policy also get the education.
So when you meet the Vice President, he's appointed you now coordinator for persons with special needs and persons with disabilities. Was that one policy priority for you going into your new role as coordinator? Was that one thing you'd want to be seen featured in the MPP manifesto and subsequently put in place by a government should the MPP win the 2024 election?
I think the Vice President has already stated that one in the statement. When he said he promised to include everybody. And I'm saying that, look, the days of tokenism is gone. The day of sympathies are gone. What we are looking for now is to be at the table. Give us that opportunity to showcase what we are made up of.
Did you see your appointment by President Nana-Addo as OT Regional Minister as tokenism in quotes?
No, my appointment by His Excellency Nana-Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo was a very bold step and a step in the right direction. Excuse me to say, to just sit down and think that with the Ghanaian mentality towards persons with disability, a new region that was created, a region that is very diverse, a region that is very, deprived. You had a confidence in the person with disability that, look, you are the one representing me there. It was no a decision by the president. It could not be mistaken for tokenism. It was a giant step, a very bold step that the disability community has been proud of. They have been included. Excuse me to say, as a regional minister, I had the opportunity to be at cabinet retreat, the higher decision body that advises the president on economic issues, social issues, and other issues. So that one was never tokenism.
So that was Joshua Makubu, former OT Regional Minister, and now campaign coordinator for persons with disability and special needs. He was appointed by Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia a couple of days ago. He was in that interview with my colleague Jude Duncan on his new role. And he also reflected on his tenure as a OT Regional Minister. That's how we conclude today's edition of the program. The show has been produced by Nana Kwabena Wilson, Beverly London, and Sami Wiafi. Production assistance given by Desmond Nyako. Social media support by Daniela Bugri. Earlier, I heard Akosi Ochre. My name is Selom Adonu. Have a good evening.
Reach our hotline on 0302-224959 and get interactive on Facebook, Citi 97.3 FM, and on Twitter at Citi 973.
We understand the excitement of preparations that comes when your child gains admission into senior high school. But we at the Agricultural Development Bank, ADB PLC, also understand the financial burden this comes with. The chop box, trunk, school mattress, you name it. That's why we have partnered with Prospectus Ghana Limited to offer financial support for parents by introducing the ADB Quick Purchase. With a smart loan of up to 20,000 Ghana cedis, you can pick up all the items on your child's prospectus for school. ADB PLC offers you a repayment plan of 12 months to relieve you of all that heavy financial burden. Every ADB customer who receives their salaries through the bank, military and police personnel, and all other workers on the Controller and Accountant General's payroll qualify for this facility. Walk into any ADB branch nationwide or any Prospectus Ghana Limited office near you to apply for the ADB Quick Purchase. Terms and conditions apply. ADB, the People's Bank. ADB, truly a Greek and more.
In a celebration of divine favor and musical grace, MOG Music presents New Wine 2024 live in Accra, a concert to commemorate a decade of God's goodness. Join us on Sunday, the 17th of March 2024 at the Oil Dome, Obechebi Lamte, as we are honored to host the exceptional talents of Dr. Kwesi Mreku Ntokozo Mbambo, Nasi, Perez Music, Kobe Mante, and Cici Beidou. The time is 4 p.m. Brace yourself for an unforgettable evening filled with soul-stirring melodies and uplifting ministrations, a musical journey that transcends time and space. Secure your seats at Community 11 Shell, Airport Shell, Bachelor Total, Royal House Chapel Ahimfe, and Community 8 Shell. Rate single 50 Ghana cedis, double 80 Ghana cedis, VIP 200 Ghana cedis. Online experience $10 or visit www.newwineconcert.com. Ticket hotline 0205 000 565 or dial *389*777# to purchase your tickets. Sponsors: PMMC, Total Family Health Organization, eTransact, DDP, Mist Mineral Water, Pitch Pedal, Simple Colors, Serene Insurance, Knowledge Tree International, Tank Palace, Africa World, and New Line Extra. Media partner: Citi FM.
I know it's not easy, and that is why I wanna tell you more about easy. You want to build your business, count on Newsroom. You want to grow, we believe in you and your goals. If you need help in hand, I know you want to progress. Financial provider, that's the process. And your parents and I'm crying, I show you the way, his way. Push you by you, his way. Everybody, inspiring progress.
Get the help you need from Easeway today to build your business in progress. Call 0302-208-222 or text business to 4993 to get started.